The Hundred Years' War was the most significant military and political conflict between the kingdoms of England and France during the Middle Ages, lasting for 116 years, from 1337 to 1453. Although its name suggests a mere 100-year period, it was actually a series of military conflicts, with numerous pauses and peace treaties before resurfacing. This conflict was not limited to territorial disputes, but also a struggle for supremacy and the right to the French throne, permanently transforming Western European politics and society. The war's primary cause was the death of Charles IV of France in 1328, leaving no male heir. This lack of succession led to legal and political disputes. King Edward III of England claimed the French throne through his mother's line, as his mother was Charles IV's younger sister. However, the French nobles chose Philip VI of the House of Valois to succeed him. This conflict was further complicated by economic and geopolitical issues. This was particularly the case regarding the possession of the Gascony region in southwestern France, a region that produced wine and other goods on which England relied for international trade. In the early stages of the war, England had a clear tactical and technological advantage, particularly its infantry use of the longbow, which effectively destroyed the French knightly cavalry. Key events during this period included the battles of Crecy, 1346, and Poitiers, 1356, which cost France both its men and its leaders. King Joan II was also captured, and France plunged into political and economic crisis. Despite numerous defeats, France recovered through military reforms, taxation, and the creation of a permanent army. A major turning point occurred in the 15th century with the emergence of Joan of Arc, a 17-year-old peasant woman who claimed to have received a divine vision to save her country. She became an inspiration to the French army and people. He played a key role in the liberation of Orleans in 1429 and secured Charles VII's ascension to the throne. Toward the end of the war, France developed new war tactics, including the introduction of artillery and field weapons, which allowed it to recapture much of its lost territory. By 1453, France had decisively recaptured Bordeaux, ending the war in a French victory. The English were left with only Calais on the mainland, which they held until 1558. The impact of the Hundred Years' War was vast, socially, economically, and politically. Towns and villages were destroyed, and the population was severely reduced by fighting and epidemics, particularly the Black Death. Trade was disrupted, and the nobility lost military and political power, while monarchs increasingly centralized their power. This long struggle accelerated the decline of European feudalism and paved the way for the emergence of modern nation-states. The Hundred Years' War is a striking example of a long-standing conflict fueled by a combination of feudal disputes, economic interests, and political ambition. Despite lasting over a century, it profoundly changed the face of Europe. This demonstrates that military success depended not only on strength and weapons, but also on building morale, adapting tactics, and managing resources effectively. In a more detailed context, the Hundred Years' War also reflects the fragility of the medieval succession system and the role of a few individuals, such as Joan of Arc, who could change history. It also exemplifies how warfare did not end with the total destruction of all opponents, but rather was a process of nation-building and long-term political, social, and economic restructuring, which had lasting effects on the development of Europe in later eras.